The Chase Sapphire Preferred and Sapphire Reserve are two of the most popular travel credit cards on the market, but you cannot have both at the same time. So naturally, the question is, which card is going to be best for me, for you, and anyone else who is interested in these two cards? The main point of this video is finding out which card is going to give us the best value in relation to its annual fee. Because if we just look at the Sapphire Preferred and Sapphire Reserve side by side, clearly the Sapphire Reserve is the better card, but it also comes with a $550 annual fee, and the Sapphire Preferred is only $95. So we'll look over the perks, benefits, and spending categories of each card to declare a winner, Sapphire Preferred versus Sapphire Reserve. And just really quickly, I do have links to both of these cards down in the description, and if this video helps you find out which card you might want to apply for, then using those links is a huge way to support the channel. So let's get into one of the main factors when deciding which card I'm going to apply for next, and that would be the welcome offer. And with these two cards right now, they have the same welcome offer. There's a limited time offer running right now for each one with 75,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points when you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months. And the regular offer is 60,000 points on both cards, the Sapphire Preferred and Sapphire Reserve. Both cards offer the ability to cash out your Chase points at 1 cent per point, so 75,000 points would equal $750, and 60,000 Chase points would equal $600 worth of value. Of course, there's better ways to get more value out of these points, but just as the base rate, what the bare minimum you're going to get out of these cards is $600, or in this limited time offer case, $750. And because each card is the same welcome offer, I can't really declare a winner in this category, but maybe I would be leaning more towards the Sapphire Preferred because of the lower annual fee. And while we're talking about annual fees, each card is going to give you specific credits that's going to help you justify your annual fee that you're paying to Chase every single year. We'll start off with the Sapphire Preferred. There is a $50 hotel credit that you're going to have every single anniversary year. There are two common problems with this $50 hotel credit. Number one, you are going to have to go through Chase Travel. You don't just get to book any hotel you want and use your Sapphire Preferred. You will have to use the Chase portal, which is known to glitch occasionally in my experience, and it is possible that some of these prices are a little bit elevated in the Chase portal than if you were to book with the hotel directly. Another problem might come up when you become more advanced with credit card rewards, because you end up paying for most or all of your hotel stays in points, and you will never pay in dollars for your hotel. On the other side, this hotel credit can be great for beginners because they can just go through the Chase portal and they'll get $50 off of their hotel. And even though some people would consider me more of an expert than a beginner, I do have the Sapphire Preferred, and I don't have a problem using up this $50 hotel credit every year, because oftentimes I find myself at an airport hotel for just one night, or anywhere else in the world for just one night, and I can find an inexpensive hotel and pay for that with the Sapphire Preferred and get $50 off that hotel stay. I understand that this $50 hotel credit isn't the exact same value as having $50 in cash, but for those of you that are able to use this credit, this can help reduce the burden of that $95 annual fee and bring it closer to around a $45 annual fee after the credit. On the other side, the Chase Sapphire Reserve has a much easier travel credit to use. It's a $300 credit, and they claim that it is the most flexible travel credit available, and to be honest, they would be correct. It is so easy to use up this $300 of travel credit, assuming that you actually travel at least once a year. There's a huge list of ways you can use up this $300 travel credit, like airlines, hotels, car rentals, and trains, buses, and taxis, and so much more. So I would have to say this $300 travel credit way easier to use than the Sapphire Preferred $50 credit. And this one, it can definitely help reduce that annual fee from $550 and get it closer to around $250. There's not really anything to hate with this Sapphire Reserve credit, but I will say that it is expected that they would have the better credit than the Sapphire Preferred because the annual fee is just so much higher. Now on to more of the benefits of each card, and this is where the Sapphire Reserve shines once again. We'll look at the Chase Portal boost right now. With the Sapphire Preferred, you will get a 25% boost when using points through the portal. And right now with the 75,000 point welcome offer, if you were to use all of your points through the Chase Travel Portal, that would equal $937.50 worth of value. If you're watching this in the future, 60,000 points is going to equal $750 of value. Through this portal, you can book hotels, flights, car rentals, and activities with some other options as well. So you could pay $300 for a flight, or you could instead pay 24,000 Chase points for that. That option would be much better than redeeming all of your 30,000 Chase points for $300 of cash back and then booking that flight. This will save you 6,000 Chase points. But if you look at the Sapphire Reserve, there's a 50% boost through the travel portal instead of the 25% boost. With this welcome offer right now, 75,000 points is worth $1,125, and 60,000 points would be equal to $900 of travel value. A $300 flight would only cost 20,000 Chase points to book instead of 24,000. If you think you'll frequently be using the Chase portal to make point redemptions, then you may be leaning closer towards the Sapphire Reserve, but just remember there is a better way to get more value out of your points, and that would be transferring out your points to airline and hotel partners. This is more of an advanced strategy, and it takes time to learn about how all this works to maximize the value, but the Sapphire Reserve and the Sapphire Preferred, they both have this same point transfer option. So yes, you will be getting a better value with the Sapphire Reserve through the Chase portal, but that is not the perfect way to use your points, even if it is a pretty good idea. Sometimes. Moving on to partnership benefits with each card, the Sapphire Preferred has things like DoorDash, Instacart, Peloton, and Lyft. Honestly, none of these are great. I don't value these really at all because just these are not as good as they could be to make me want to take advantage of some of these partnership deals. Again, with the Sapphire Reserve, we have DoorDash, Instacart, Peloton. I'm not really interested in those. There is Lyft, but it is a little bit better than on the Sapphire Preferred because you are going to get a Lyft Pink membership. There is going to be something that I am going to be looking at, the Priority Pass Select membership. This is definitely going to be the best one out of everything on the screen. A Priority Pass membership is going to give you access to airport lounges all around the world, giving you complimentary food, drinks, and a quiet place to sit away from the gate and the crowded airport. If you value airport lounges, this can be an amazing perk of the card, but you do have to remember this comes with a lot of other high tier cards like the American Express Platinum card or the Capital One Venture X. Yes, those two cards are completely different than the Sapphire Reserve. It just depends on what cards are going to give you the most value for the annual fee that you're paying. So you may already be looking at getting one of those other cards, and then if you have Priority Pass from those ones, you don't necessarily need it again from the Sapphire Reserve because it won't give you any additional value. But the Sapphire Reserve is going to be unique because it is going to give you access to Chase Sapphire lounges. Those other cards can't give you this. There's not too many Sapphire lounges around the country yet, but they are coming soon to quite a few airports. Another benefit of the Sapphire Reserve is the global entry TSA PreCheck or Nexus credit. Every 4 years they will pay for your application so that you can have elevated services when you're traveling. I love global entry, and if you sign up for that, you also get TSA PreCheck included with your membership, and so this is so nice, but you don't need it from your Sapphire Reserve because other lower tier cards can also have have this same perk. So my take on these partnership benefits is that the only one that's really that exciting is the Priority Pass Select membership, but you have to, once again, just look at your other cards and see if those ones are going to give you Priority Pass, or if another card just fits your lifestyle better. Now let's get into the spending categories, and I will admit that the welcome offer and the credits and benefits on each card are more important. They carry more weight than the spending categories, but these are still important, so we should talk about them. The first ones are going to be through the Chase Travel portal. You will have elevated categories here with 5 times points on flights booked through the portal on each card. But where they differ is that the Sapphire Preferred is going to give you 5 times points on hotels and car rentals through the Chase portal, where the Sapphire Reserve is going to give you 10 times points in these categories. You may be starting to see that the Sapphire Reserve is a really strong card if you are going to be tied to the Chase Travel portal, which can be good for some people and could be bad for other people if they don't want to use the Chase portal so much. Sticking with travel, we do have the Sapphire Preferred giving us 2 times points on other travel, and that list is very long. It's the same list that is on the $300 travel credit with the Sapphire Reserve, and with the higher tiered card, you are going to be earning 3 times points. So it can be great to have the Sapphire Reserve for this, but I don't think it's necessary because it's only 1 point per dollar more. And then with dining, there is going to be the 3 times points on each card. But with Chase Dining, you can get 10 times points with the Sapphire Reserve. Streaming and online grocery is going to be 3x on the Sapphire Preferred and 1x on the Sapphire Reserve. So if you are spending a lot of money in those categories, well, okay, that maybe the Sapphire Preferred is the better option here. And on Lyft purchases through March 2025, 5x on the Sapphire Preferred, 10x on the Sapphire Reserve. This isn't a permanent category as of right now, so I wouldn't value this too highly. And then with both cards, you are going to be earning 1 times points on everything else. There is a 10% anniversary points boost with the Sapphire Preferred that does not come on the Sapphire Reserve. This definitely isn't anything crazy, but Chase gives the example of if you spend $25,000 with the Sapphire Preferred, you are going to be getting an additional 2,500 points. So basically it turns all of these 3x categories into 3.1x, and if you get 5x, it turns into 5.1x. It's definitely okay, and that makes the dining a little bit better for the Sapphire Preferred because it is going to be slightly higher, but other than that, there isn't a ton of use here. The Sapphire Reserve is going to win for the spending categories, but it's not that much of a huge difference. And now let's get into some of the protections with each card. The extended warranty protection on the Preferred and the Reserve are the exact same, so we don't need to get into that. Where there are differences are the other 2 protections. For both cards, you are going to be covered up to $50,000 per year, but per claim, it is completely different. On the Preferred, it's only $500, and on the Reserve, it's up to $10,000. So very, very big difference here. And then with the travel protections, a lot of them are going to be similar or the exact same, but on the Sapphire Reserve, there are 2 things not on the Preferred, and that would be some catastrophic issues. Just remember, you can product change between these 2 cards, so if you already have one and you think you're not getting the value that you should, you can always switch to the other Sapphire card, or if you don't like the annual fee that you're paying, you could always product change it all the way down to a Freedom card to pay a $0 annual fee. You just want to make sure that you've held your Sapphire card for at least 12 months before changing it to a different card. So based off of everything that we've covered so far today, maybe you're leaning towards one card over the other on which one you would call your favorite. For most people, I would probably want to recommend the Sapphire Preferred just because the annual fee is so much lower. And in my situation, I do have the Sapphire Preferred. I do not have the Reserve because that $550 annual fee, I just can't quite justify paying that for all of the perks and benefits I'm going to get, even though I think a lot of the benefits are pretty good. So in conclusion, I like the Sapphire Preferred, but it's okay if you like the Sapphire Reserve. Either way, just go out and get your welcome bonus of 75,000 Chase points right now and 60,000 points most likely in the future. future. 60,000 points is still fine. Just remember that each card is subject to Chase's 524 rule, and you cannot get a Sapphire bonus if you've had one in the last 48 months. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions on these two cards or anything else credit card related, and I would really appreciate if you use my referral links that I have in the description below. That is a huge way to support the channel, and I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.